Sorry, Cap, welcome back to me, welcome back to Thailand, True Blue Thai from Thailand. I hope you're doing well. It is 1 and Khan here in Thailand, which is Tuesday, and we've got a game on today. Well, tomorrow morning for me, 3 a.m. in the morning, start time for me, thank you very much. I just got to deal with it, just got to crack on. You don't come here for my good looks, do you? Anyway, so yeah, another cold day in Thailand, etc. It's warming up now. It's going to be about 30 degrees today, but I woke up this morning, 22 degrees. It was freezing, and we have this wind at the moment, and it's driving me mad. And it is so cold, honestly. Again, if you're living in England and whatever, and you're saying it's 1 degree and blah blah blah, the thing is, my body is now set for 30 degrees. I'm used to being hot. I'm used to living in a sauna. And when now we're in the winter time, etc. It's not normally like this, and we don't have this wind, especially this time of the year. For instance, it's normally cool and about 30 degrees or so, and it's normally a lot warmer in the evening, about 25, 26, 27 degrees in the evening. That's how low as it gets. Now when it get down to 21, etc. For instance, like 22, I can feel it as well with the wind. It's so again, another cold. So you can probably hear it. But never mind, let's move on. So we've got to have a laugh at United, because United lost at home to a 10-man team. Brilliant. So hilariously funny. And I was listening to Saeed having a go at LB, for instance, and we'll win tonight, he says, and then sat there outside his Old Trafford, etc., very Old Trafford, I shouting with the United fan, arguing with her, go do all it, whatever. His mum was telling him to chill out while during the bingo, etc., Lewis's bingo, which is so hilariously funny. Yeah, so really, really good. So yeah, and also what else is today? Sky Sports and Talk Sport both didn't think it was necessary to talk anything about the penalty claims or the offside claims by Manchester City against Newcastle. They were more talking about the London legacy clubs and the Liverpool's decision or Arsenal's decision, but nothing to do with Manchester City, anything like that. So, for instance, a goal which would have changed the state of the play of the game, etc. It's all right saying if Liverpool. But I'm not going to get into it. But so big up to thank you very much, Sky Sports and Bias BC, for instance, and not BC. What's it called? Talk Sport. Won't put Talk Sport, for instance, for not mentioning the Manchester City penalty claims, etc., and Rule 11 or whatever, that kind of thing. Nothing at all. Nothing was mentioned. But why am I not surprised? So anyway, but let's move on to the match. Okay, so we got a player Bayern Leverkusen. So for instance, we got them today. What's happened to this? We got Bayern Leverkusen today, 8 o'clock United Kingdom time. 3 a.m. my time. And so let's have a look at the match. Heard Pep's press conference. The slanging up of Pep as well. Bias BC, for instance, putting on Pep Guardiola. His reaction to Pep Guardiola is humiliating. A headline. Regrets. Not regrets. You wouldn't even say regret either. But very disrespectful Pep about the cameraman. All he did is lift his thing here up. Oh, honestly. Seriously, he's an emotional guy. Unbelievable. Okay, all right. So it's Pep's 100th game in the Champions League, which is excellent for Pep Man City. So let's have a quick look at the a match preview. By the close of play in the Premier League week 12. Manchester City could have just been 1 point behind Arsenal. Oh God. Instead, the Gunners have extended their advantage over Pep Guardiola's 7 points as they prevail against the North London rivals in Spurs on Sunday. I thought we were supposed to talk. This is a rival, independent thing. I like to do things independently rather than looking from the Manchester City point of view and see what we have to say. But and to come up with that's the first paragraph, telling the blatantly obvious we already know. After an hour of goalless action, are we still talking about that? Let's move on. Okay, right. Indeed, Guardiola and Mersman have only outperformed by perfect Arsenal. Jesus Christ! Bayern Munich and Inter Milan in the year's face, and erased the 4-1 battling of Borussia Dortmund last time out through their 6th and 7th home wins across the competition. Yeah, give us credit. The Sky Blues have now got a remarkable 23 home games defeat at home, defeating the Champions League. Give us credit. League phases and group stages, winning 20 of them, and Guardiola's men now have found the back of the net at least twice in each of their straight wins at the Etihad. The host Etihad Metal will be tested with an extremely against a revitalised Leverkusen. Yeah, they started off quite badly in their Bundesliga. But it appears that, for instance, they're doing quite well. Bundesliga and invincible. And as the 23-24 Bundesliga Invincibles arrived in Manchester, having risen from the ashes since Kasper Hugenmann replaced the doomed Erik ten Hag. The former boss led the work self to the first Champions League win of at the fourth attempt on November the 5th, masterminding a 1-0 triumph over Jose Mourinho's Benfica. Not something to write home about. And his men have been on the Bundesliga warpath since then. After entering the international break on the back of a 6-0 slaughter of Heidenheim, Leverkusen ran out 3-1 winnings against Wolfsburg on Saturday evening, rising to the second in the Bundesliga table in the process. So, yeah. 7 of the visitors' last 9 matches in all competition have ended in victory, and another success on Tuesday would be particularly momentous for the German Giants, who was just 1 win away from their 50th triumph in Europe in top competitions. That will, of course, be easier undone in the 2022-23 champions, but Tuesday's tussle is also known as Manchester City by Leverkusen will be a meeting in a competition for the very first time this week. Okay, so we never played them at the Etihad, so for instance, first time. Okay, so current Champions League form. Man City have won 3, drawn 1. Leverkusen drawn 2, lost 1, won 1. The 1-1 is the Benfica game. So in the Premier League, or in the leagues, in all competitions, so City have won 4, lost 2. That's the Newcastle and Aston Villa games. And Leverkusen have won 5, lost 1. So yeah, they're definitely a bit of a run of form. Team news: City continue. Yeah, we already know about this. Rodri and Kovacic. I think we've basically got a fully fit squad apart from Rodri, who's and I think there was a 23-man training today, including some of the EDS players as well, Divine Macassa, etc. And City, but Rodri was absent. Let's go to who else? Phillips was absent, and of course Matteo Kovacic. Erling Haaland had a game. The host otherwise is a good neck for the Leverkusen, so Guardiola will no doubt be tempted into a few changes after Saturday's setback with a spell of optimism for the likes of John Stones, Thierry Reinders and Savinho. Forget about Savinho. Erling Haaland had a day forget at St James's Park, but the Scandinavian sensation has scored in his last 5 Champions League games, and also netted 4 times against Leverkusen during the Dortmund day. As the German side midfielder, Robert Askum is serving a second of 2 2-game ban for his red card against the 7-2 loss against PSG, where he elbowed Desiree Duga. While defender Emerson Tapasod is suspended for Cuban bookings. With Tabadov sidelined, the international Jared Kwanzaa should be lined up against Lok Bad and Jesu Berkok at the back, as fellow defender Axel Tape is also missing with a thigh injury. And Andrix Bayen leaves Leverkusen with just 2 available central midfielders in Abraham Maz and Alex Garcia. We already know him. As Enrique Fernandez ligament and Esquel Pasco abductor are both available. Well, that's encouraging, isn't it? And Mazza was also taken off at half-time during Wolfsburg due to a small blow on his thigh. Mazza is not seriously injured, but although on loan City playmaker Claudio Echeverri can likely forget about a start against his parent club, which is ridiculous. Ex-Real Madrid star Lucas Vasquez in Musul, Arthur back and are also set to miss out on the wayside alongside backup goalkeeper Jan Baswick Muscle. So they got quite a few injuries, and so the mere fact that they have a few injuries at the back as well, is a good for City. So so they're kind of coming here with a few injuries. So that's always good. Their expected lineup is Flecken, Belocan, Bade, Quazanza, Teller, Mazza, Garcia, Grimaldo, Tilleman, Poco, and Squick. Okay, so with City's possible starting lineup of Donnarumma, Lewis, no, don't think so. That'll be definitely Nunes. Stones, Guardiola, maybe Diaz and Stones in the league. But Guardiola did do the press conference, so Ignori, possibly, maybe. I know. Gonzalez. Savinio, no, I don't think so. I would be Turkey. Reinders, Foden, Doku and Haaland, not Savino, no chance. Right, so they're saying a 3-1 victory of Man City. Goals have been relatively easy for Leverkusen to come up recently, scoring 16 in the last 6 games, and Heuleman's in-form side can explode a permanent and potentially rotated City's back line. Potentially, exactly. You're speculating. However, the visitors are also deepening in injuries, suspensions, and ineligibility, and their weakened state should not pose too much of a stiff challenge to Man City's outfit, often when who often run right at home. So they're saying 3-1. For me, I'm going to go for a Man City 3-0 victory. I'm more encouraged. I was a bit nervous when saw their recent form, the fact they're second in the Bundesliga, but knowing how many injuries they've got, etc., for instance, and especially to the back line, I think that puts the ball back into Man City's court, as you said. Right. Okay. So. So let's have a quick look at comments, because I thought there was some nasty comments towards Pep Guardiola towards the end, regarding there was no comments about, there was no questions, and this is again this mainstream media kind of that was drives me mad. There was no questions really about the game. It was all about questions about Newcastle, about Arsenal, Newcastle, all about his reaction towards, especially one guy who had more than one question asked, especially when the mics were turned off, about Pep Guardiola and going out and talking to a cameraman and talking to Bruno Guimaraes. And do you think that's normal? And Bruno, and I thought that was a bit well under the belt. That was, and talking to him on more than one occasion. Manager says he said he knows Bruno Guimaraes for a long time, so he normally talks to him. And I talk to him in the tunnel, he talks to him on the pitch. So, for instance, what's the difference? The Bruno incident, the Cameron incident, gets 98 points this season after winning the quadruple all the same. Question, I don't know. Right. Let's have a quick look at adding Alex Garcia. Bayern Leverkusen midfielder. I'm excited. I've been speaking with Rodri over the past few days, and I told him really looking forward to setting foot in the Etihad again, reviving my emotions to people treating me incredibly well to get with those 2 years. respect to you, Mr. Garcia. I don't think anyone could imagine Pep Guardiola would still be at Man City, but is different from the rest. A club legend. I'm happy to see him again. We haven't exchanged messages recently, but we've crossed paths and a few golf tournaments. So there you go. So Manchester City have rediscovered their punch, and they had Erling Haaland on fire. He arrives and scores. We'll need to surround him with 3 players at least. We have Rory suffered and believed in their chances. But I think we can do well. We have nothing to lose. Okay, so that was Alex Garcia, not Andy Garcia. 23-man squad. Eduardo Maresca. I decided to be a manager of Pep because Pep Guardiola. I didn't think no one else can compare to that Barcelona and Pep. I think they challenge football in Spain. Every club was trying to play their way, and when Pep moved to Germany, everyone else was trying to change that play that way. So yeah, great respect. Right, Bayern Leverkusen sporting director Simon Rulov on Claudio Echeverri. I'm freaking in contact with Man City. We're a very good relation, of course, and we hope Claudio will play more and reach a higher fitness level more quicker than after his injury in the summer. So, but we'll see, because we're not. I don't think City. I'm not particularly happy. Pep Guardiola tomorrow is a real final of these 2 games at home to Bayern Leverkusen and Galatasaray. Will be able to make 6 points at home and take something away from the last 2 games against Real Madrid and Bodo Glimt. We'll be close to qualifying in the first 8. Yeah, win that one tomorrow, and then basically just set up really, and then we need a couple of points to get in the top 8, and then the Madrid game is just immaterial really. Which is nice to say. Josko Guardiola, we have quality, know how to perform, know how to play. The manager does half the job, even more. I think he's a bit of luck is what we need. Liverpool, when we concede, that's what we mean. That's what we missed last season. But I think we're definitely getting back. Yeah, I think, for instance, listening to his comment, he was basically, for instance, he was really by the doomsday reporters. But I thought he was no, nothing to worry about, nothing to see here, and he was quite confident we'll get back, Sometimes we lose a game, City, for instance, and people just go off the cliff. They really do. Some City fans, so-called City fans, do so, and then some reporters, I know they love slagging off Man City for their southern-based biased media, but my Christ, Guardiola, Armati Kovacic is okay. I think he's okay. I think he'll come back. He's coming back to the training ground today. I can't wait to see him. Mentally, he's strong. He's accepting his injury. It'll be really good. And of course, we're missing. Of course, it may be 3-4 months, but I don't know. It's nice to get an award. Yeah, he was Player of the Year last season, but it didn't make me. Happy because we struggled a lot. My first season, we won the Premier League. We were close to winning the FA Cup last season. So yeah, but he's in his own particular form. Just go. We want to win everything, every game, and that is where we play. No one likes to lose games. No matter if it's the FA Cup, Carling Cup, Premier League or Champions League. The Premier League title again. It was asked about the Premier League title rather than the Leverkusen game. On the Premier League title 2-3 months ago, we were in a much worse situation we are now. True. So it's difficult to tell you. There are so many games to play, and we just need to go to games by game. Their mentalities here, recovering well and preparing for the next game. So yeah, it's true. Again, it was normal that we were frustrated after the game against Newcastle, especially when some things didn't clearly go well during the game. I wonder what he's talking about there. decisions of the referee, which at the end we cannot change. The game finished, but what we can do, all we can do is just complain and try harder. So yeah, but but a lot of the he was. I thought he talked very, very well. So what's it called? But not, which is doesn't surprise me at all. But other than that, yeah. So I'm still confident going into the game. Again, I think we can get back on the horse. I'm more encouraged now reading about the injuries list to Leverkusen. I think again it was only a blip. It's a long way in the season. I still fancy Man City for the title. Arsenal, and again this season hasn't even started. Next year, and now in the Champions League when you're playing 3 games in a row. Let's see how Arsenal crack on with Chelsea, and then they got They got Munich, and then they got they've got Munich, then got Chelsea. So it's and Aston Villa. So let's see how they crack on there. So there's still many points to play in the Champions League, and I fancy us as well. So for instance, so gotta be positive, stay strong. Charlie Tango, Whiskey Delta, City till we die. True Blue Tie from Thailand, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.